Hey everybody, Pork Chop Vagrant here. Just thought I'd do a little video tonight. Haven't been on Instagram real long, but when I started last kind of winter, when I started doing some work on my motorcycle, so I put some pictures up of the bike and some things I had done to it. Kind of had a 50s hot rod bobber kind of look going, which I really liked. Loved the bike, loved it, but this past summer, we were down at a rally in Marion, Indiana, the Hog Days rally, and I was walking around the swap meet, and I found a really nice set of 60s pullback bars. And I've always wanted to do like a 60s, kind of 70s chopper kind of build. So when I found these bars for $5, I took it as a sign that maybe this was a winter to do it. Maybe this was a time to start. So I bought the bars, finished out the season riding, and here about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, as weather up here in northern Indiana started getting really cold, I decided it was time to pull the bike into the garage and get started on it. So I've done a few things, just kind of getting started, but I thought maybe I'd share with you guys what I've done so far, kind of let you see what it is that I've done. So let's see, let me turn this thing around. So these were the bars that I bought. Like I say, some nice kind of old school pullback bars. $5, couldn't pass them up. So I brought them home, and I originally had them in the stock Sportster clamp down here and didn't like them at all. They were way too low, just sitting right on top of the bars. They were uncomfortable. I've got a messed up shoulder. My hands being down real low, it hurts my shoulder a lot. So I knew I couldn't keep them down there. A buddy of mine, Bobby Schmidt, up in Niles, hooked me up with this set of 4-inch risers. Normally they're meant to curve back the other way if you're doing one of those kind of, street rod or whatever builds where you want everything long and swoopy. But I angled them towards the front, and the angle towards the front and the height that I put on them set the bars pretty much at the height of my old bars, which were very, very comfortable. I changed my hand position to an even more comfortable position, but I really like them. I think they came out really good. So once I did that, I'm going with the old school kind of chopper build. I know I have to eliminate all my switches and stuff. So I got rid of my ugly stock Sportster switch pods. I'm not going to have any electrical up on the bars anymore. Deleted my turn signals. I'm not going to have turn signals. Not going to have a horn. Any of that stuff. So I'm not going to have any electrical wiring running up to the bars. The only thing I'm going to have is my brake line, my clutch cable, and my throttle cable, obviously. So got rid of all that. For those of you that are familiar with Sportsters or some of the older bikes, with the original clamps are designed to meet up with those switch pods. So they have that big lip that comes up, and then it's a big flat surface. And if you get rid of the switch pod, they look kind of silly. So there's a company out there that makes a switch pod delete that you can bolt on there, and it rounds it down and makes it look more natural, more like it belongs. They're really cool. I was thinking about ordering them, but then I thought, well, what the hell? Why not just try to reshape what I've got? So I took a grinder to my original clamps, reshaped them, rounded them all down, got rid of all the excess stuff on the inside, and then went ahead and painted them with the same metallic blue that I'm going to be using for the paint scheme on the gas tank. I've already got the blue metallic grips and stuff. So I just reshaped them and got rid of all the excess stuff that I didn't need, and I think they actually came out looking really good. They look pretty natural. They don't look like they're missing anything. They don't look like they were meant to meet up with a switch pod. They came out pretty good. So pretty happy with that. It was just a little bit of time, time I got to spend out in the garage working. Didn't save me a lot of money, like $50 I would have paid for the switch deletes, but it's always just kind of nice to do stuff yourself, The other problem I discovered was when I had the old bobber build with the bars that were on it, I was able to have my mirrors hanging underneath, that kind of down underneath classic look. Well, with these new pullback bars, the way they set, there's no way I could run my mirrors underneath and see past me. All I could see was my arm and my chest. There was no way I could set them up where I could see them. So I really wanted to keep the mirrors. I know I might get some people saying, just get rid of the mirrors, just get rid of the mirrors. But I really wanted to keep them. I don't use them so much when I'm riding. Like when I'm riding, if I go to change lanes, I turn and look over my shoulder and make sure I'm clear. But the biggest reason I want them is I ride through the city a lot. I live here in the city of South Bend. And when I pull up to a stoplight and I stop behind a car, I really want to be able to see the car coming up behind me. People are on their phones. People are doing stupid shit. Nobody's paying attention to what they're doing. The last thing I want to do is get smashed between two cars and become a ham sandwich. So it's really nice to just be able to sit there at a light, keep an eye on what's going on behind me, make sure the next two cars coming up behind me are slowing down. That way if I have to, I can always jump out of the way, and not get smashed. So that's really the only reason I wanted to keep the mirrors. So this was the best thing I could come up with, was I kept them very short, low, close, repainted it to kind of match the controls. I don't think they look too bad. I think they came out pretty well. They gave me a nice line of sight behind me. I can see really well what's going on back there. So I figured I'd keep those. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to have, my clutch and brake cable coming down. By eliminating all that electrical work up front, I got rid of that giant ass stock Sportster wiring harness that came running up here. This thing was easily this big around. It was huge. It was monstrous. With the stock Sportster tank on, it wasn't too bad. They just mounted up underneath the flat part of the tank. But I'm running a custom Mustang tank that curves down below the backbone. So this harness always had to flow underneath the tank. It was too thick to fit up in the channel. So you could always see this massive wiring harness coming out underneath the tank. And I always hated that. So by eliminating all my switches up front, I reduced the harness down to about a third of its normal size. So that now, once I secure it up against the backbone, it'll actually fit up inside the channel, and I won't see any wiring except for the wires that go to my headlight that come out the front. So I'll probably run some nice cloth wires up to the front so it doesn't look too bad. Just clean everything up as nice as I can. Right here on the motor mount, I made a bracket, and I found this very small, low-profile switch. This is my new starter switch. Mounts right off of the motor mount. Very easy to reach. I can have my right hand on the throttle. I can reach down with my left hand, push the starter button. It was a perfect relocation. Very easy to do. So, really liking how that's working out. Obviously, I'm going to put a new headlight on there. The old headlight I was running for the kind of 50s bobber was this finned headlight, which I really like. Very cool headlight, but it just didn't really work with what I'm doing now. So what I'm going to be ordering is a replica Aries triangle with a blue lens on it. I think it'll look really cool and work good with what I'm doing. So that's what we'll be putting up here, is an Aries style headlight. Be doing a new tail light. Gonna be getting rid of this sissy bar, making a new sissy bar that's about 2 feet taller. Probably gonna do it out of hex stock. As you can see, I've already got a kind of template laid out for the new King Queen seat that I'm gonna be doing. I'll be making a metal seat pan for that, and then having a seat company here local make a custom seat for it. So just a lot of other things we're going to be doing. One of the other big things we'll be doing is I'm going to go either 6 or 8 over on my fork tubes to raise the front end of the bike up. Not really sure yet how tall I want to go. If anybody out there has any suggestions, if you know, the taller up you go, the more wobbly you get or anything, I'm not real familiar with that. So if you've got any experience or comments, let me know. But I definitely want to raise the front end up a little bit, 6 to 8 inches. So this is the start of it. There's a lot of things to do still, long ways to go. I will do some more videos as we kind of build along, show you guys what I'm doing as we build. But that's the basis. We're kind of going from the old school 50s bobber to more of a 60s, 70s chopper, and we're going to see how it works out. I'll do some more videos, keep you guys apprised as we go. Let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm doing things wrong. Tell me if you got some advice, whatever. And I really appreciate all the input. And I'm going to enjoy my winter out here working on it since I can't ride. We'll see how it goes. We'll catch y'all in the next video. Pork Chop Vagrant out.